welcome back. This is your boy Too Strong for Life, coming back again with another one. All right, folks, today is going to be a banger of a video, right? So we have the debate between Abba, Preach, and Sneako. All right, but before we get into the video, I got some news announcements to go through. All right, so let's get through that real quick, so we can get into the video. All right, so this is my other channel, Dark Art Comics Omniverse. The book is almost done and will be soon to be out on Google Play Store. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Also over here, I'm gonna be dropping videos today. I'm posting, a couple. I'm gonna let you guys see about that, but we're gonna have some crazy things in there. We're gonna venture out. This is called the Dark Arts Comic Omniverse for a reason. Now we're gonna have a little bit of everything in there. All right, but it's gonna be tuned to our style. All right. Next up is the project. Another project I'm working on. House of Pain Community Center. Yep. Let's build back our communities, destroy poverty, end homelessness. Let's get it going, folks. This is how we do it, by donating. All right. Yeah. So I'll drop a video about this. Cause I'm gonna make a short video about describing everything, and then I'm gonna have a full in-depth video about how everything is gonna be looking and stuff. Because remember, this is just a little image that I put together. It's not the official how it's gonna look, how it's gonna be. All right, so yeah. All
right, you guys, you see who it is. You know what's about. This is Testerup. This is a great money-making app. Easy to make money. As you can see, 32 offers, $9,000 on the table to be making. My link will be in the descriptions. Don't let this money walk away from you. Come on, folks. They make their money off the advertisement, and they're giving you a cut out of it. So go ahead and click the link in my descriptions and download this app today.
Yeah, so that's gonna be that on that part, and then let's get into the video. All right, the Sneako and Abba Preach debate. Let's go.
Chud's been arrested for attempted murder. Nobody's surprised because everyone thought he was on a crash course, including Chud himself, who said he was going to kill a chimp or something like that. If you aren't aware, he runs up to people, basically says the N-word a bunch of times and holds his weapon, and then uses self-defense to go after anybody who attacks him after the fact. And so there's been a huge debate in regards to free speech advocacy, the fact that he should have the right to be able to do this without being attacked. And then, people are finding out that based off the laws, that may not be entirely true.
I said black people, nigga has been repurposed. It was a word to mean slave, and now it means
Sneako, you're being obtuse. He's trying to treat black people as subhuman by how he's speaking to them. Is he like, oh, what up, my nigga? Is that what he's saying? Or is he actually saying that, hey, you're a lesser human being, and I'm using this word to remind you of that?
You could only allow this word to have that power if you agree to that frame. We should repurpose this word so that we can't be controlled by them anymore, to build a career based off of antagonizing people.
I think he should go antagonize Muslims. Word up. Facts. Leave black people alone. Go fuck with the Muslims.
Do you want peace or not?
No, I want to see what the Muslims gonna do. Because I think when Muslims get antagonized, would that be amusing to you?
I'm saying he should.
No, would it be amusing? Because you said it was amusing when he was talking to the blacks.
I said he shouldn't antagonize people that are.
I know you said that, but you said it was amusing. You said it was funny.
Hold up. It was amusing. Oh, let's bring back up the time when he got banned. Let's go to that part. So when Sneako got banned, what was going on, Sneako? I thought the way.
Hey, what's up? I'm streaming right now.
You're virtually banned from every single hospitality group in the United States.
Like what?
virtually every restaurant, every venue, every nightclub, you're pretty much banned for your anti-Semitic remarks and your absolute racism and your hatred towards Jews. I thought we were friends.
We are friends. You don't want to be friends anymore?
Oh, I haven't been your friend in over a year, my man. Your anti-Semitism is blatantly disgusting. It's very, very offensive. You know, I've hosted you, taken care of you. I've been a true friend, and all I've ever received from you is hatred, racism, and just anti-Semitism.
When have I been racist or hateful towards you? Just like this, you're saying I'm banned.
Oh, well, I guess we're gonna repurpose the Hitler song, huh? No, the Smittler song, the mustache guy. We're gonna just let's just repurpose that, huh? I wonder where that got you. Oh, banned. Oh, it got you banned. Oh, isn't that funny? Oh, that seems amusing, huh? 1K likes, yeah, pretty amusing. Pretty amusing indeed. Let's get back to the video, folks.
That be funny. Okay, so if he goes to the place where people are praying and they're bowing down on the mat, and he says, "What are those? They're chimping out." That's funny. That would be pretty funny, right?
There's a difference between like worship and then being in public.
Whoa, Sneako, what you mean?
I don't think that's funny.
You don't think it's funny. The same way that black people don't think it's funny.
Yeah.
When it comes to black people finding offense of things that they feel is offensive, you're like, well, why don't y'all just stop being offended by the word? However, if I then showcase a situation where another group of people, where someone tries to disrespect them, you can't repurpose the disrespect. You want black people to repurpose the disrespect.
Great. There's a great analogy here. Do you see how you're equating this individual word that doesn't have real meaning unless you to the holy?
Every word has meaning, brother. Okay, if you say a word has no meaning, say. No. Oh.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you to say it because it should have no meaning, right?
Hold on. Words have no meaning? Words have no meaning? Hold up now.
That black people don't think it's funny.
Yeah.
When it comes to black people finding offense of things that they feel is offensive, you're like, well, why don't y'all just stop being offended by the word? However, if I then showcase a situation where another group of people, where someone tries to disrespect them, you can't repurpose the disrespect. You want black people to repurpose the disrespect.
Great. There's a great analogy here. Do you see how you're equating this individual word that doesn't have real meaning unless you to the holy?
Every word has meaning, brother. Okay, if you say a word has no meaning, say. No. Oh.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you to say it because it should have no meaning, right? There's a fucking.
I did this for a reason. Now you see how Larry Cook is right here? You see, Larry Wills is right here, right? All right. So hold on, folks. Hold on. So you see. All right. So Larry Wills has been losing his how you say, fans and sponsorships and all these other things due to the fact that, of the word cuck. So because of that and what it represents, fans have lost the whole, he's a hero and now he's just a clown. You see how the word just changed right there and what it does to people? That's one variation of what words can do when it has meaning. Now let's go into other things too. Now let's go into defamation of character. Wow, that's a legal word that can, guess what? Destroy your reputation. By destroying your reputation and how people view you, same thing with Larry Wills and being a cuck. Guess what happens? People start losing trust in you, stop following you. And what does that happen? What does that do? Money gets lost. Wow. Business opportunities get lost. Oh man, wow, that's crazy. Wow. So it's like when we say these things that words don't have meaning, when somebody says, "Oh, I promise I'm gonna do something for you," what do you think they're saying? You think they're just randomly saying things? Oh, that has no meaning. No, they're saying that I'm going to do this for you because that's what I promised to you. When the judge says I'm sentencing you to such time, guess what that means? You are being sent to jail for this amount of time. Words have meaning. So you can't just sit here and say words don't have meaning. That's just buffoonery. That is just ridiculous. I don't know what type of magical mystery land does this man live in, but no, that's not how the world works. Words have meaning. Let's get back into the video.
Meaning to it, right? Clearly,
Okay.
like you wouldn't say that, right? Because there's an intended meaning if you're saying
I
this.
see the point that you're making. How are you equating
Words
God?
have meaning, brother.
How are you equating God, disrespecting God, the Almighty?
That's a dodge too.
It's your God.
No.
It's not everybody's God.
And it doesn't even matter.
Yes,
It doesn't matter because he's not talking about the fact that, he's not comparing God to whatever. What he's saying is that this word has meaning. If the word has no meaning unless you attribute it to meaning to it, then it shouldn't matter if you say it to God because it has no meaning. Clearly it has meaning.
To something that only has meaning if we attribute meaning to it. God has meaning
dodgeball
without
champion
us.
right
So
this hard R
so
word.
you
listen,
can't disrespect
this
God, but
word
you can disrespect a
only
whole
has
group
the
of people.
meaning that you give to it.
Brother, you're
Allah
saying so.
exists
What you just
without
told
us.
me, you can't disrespect God. Okay, get it, and I agree. But you can disrespect an entire group of people, and your solution to that is that the entire group of people should just not be offended.
This is the creator of the universe.
Oh
versus
my
outdated
God.
slur.
Yeah, you know what? That's a moment where you just got to sit with the point and not try to argue just to argue. Everyone's seen a lot of the clips from academics and you and your debate. First off, there's been a lot of feedback, a lot of people reacting to it, a lot of people basically proclaiming ACT as having a really great moment. What do you think that people missed when it came to that debate? And then I will get into it afterwards.
Yeah, it was miscaptioned. I didn't say words don't have meaning. I said slurs change, and that word has changed its meaning. And so it only has so much power. Slurs like that only have the power that you give it. And so we shouldn't give energy to clear rage baiters the same way Muslims, we shouldn't give energy to people like Jake Lang. If you're a paid agitator, don't give them what they want. Rage baiters are only rage baiters if you get enraged. So it's better to ignore them.
Yeah. So just a couple of things, right? They gave the example. I think he did touch on something that was very real because he spoke about the fact that you thought it was amusing in some points, what some of the aspects were he was doing, but you kind of said you condemn it, but that you did find some aspects amusing. And then he pointed out to some of the examples in regards to, making a mockery of God in some contexts or going to a mosque and then antagonizing people there. And then you said you didn't feel like it was funny. And then you also mentioned the fact that comparing God to a person doesn't make any sense. But I think his point to me, go ahead.
But also, I do think it could be funny. Like, I've been heckled while praying. When we were in Times Square doing the Ramadan prayer, people came up and were yelling, like, Christ is king. And when people come up and put bacon on themselves and try to antagonize Muslims, I think that's funny. It's supposed to be provocative and it's rage bait. Or when guys like that come outside of Mom Donnie's office here in New York, trying to sacrifice a pig, I think that's funny. I just was watching Tommy Robinson's protest, and some guy came on stage playing.
He thinks this is a game, a joke. Ha ha. It's funny. Ah, okay. So when you get accused of sexual assault, is that funny? No. I thought it was supposed to be a game. Oh, all of a sudden, this is a real accusation that can be real criminal charges that can lock you up. Wow, look at that. Wow. Then he wants to twist the words around talking about it's a slur? Who you fooling here? Come on now. Even a preschooler can do better than that. Come on now. Damn, boy. Don't make no sense. No sense at all. So we can't just say, oh, words have no meaning. I want to try to twist around the words and talk about some, I was talking about slurs there, We can't give the slurs power. This guy here, bro. This guy here. Let's get back into the video.
Playing a violin, and he put 2 strips of bacon on him specifically to disrespect Muslims. I think that's funny. It's stupid, but it's funny because it's dumb. Doesn't mean I am encouraging it. You could find things funny or amusing, doesn't mean that you're condoning it.
Sure. Taking yourself out of it, do you feel like most Muslims would find that very insulting? Because I remember you at the time when he gave the mosque example, you didn't find it funny, right? So and my experience is most Muslims would not find that funny or amusing and find incredibly disrespectful. And I know you brought up the whole Jake Lang thing, but like I told you, I'm pretty confident he has been attacked a few times already. He's had his Quran snatched when he tried to burn it before. So people have definitely gone after him for his behavior. Clearly, they didn't just say it's just words or just symbols. They took it to heart and they felt disrespected by his actions.
But we should ignore these people. We shouldn't give them what they want, because what he wants to do is say, look, I don't have free speech in America. I'm a white Christian, even though he's a Jewish Zionist and he's LARPing as a white supremacist. If he's looking for a reaction to then go blame Muslims and say that there's no free speech, you can't give him what he wants. So it can be offensive, but the best course of action is to ignore these people.
I don't disagree that ideally if somebody's doing something nonviolent, that you respond with violence. But I also think there's not a place on this planet where that is a universal standard.
You shouldn't give power away to other people, especially if those people are against us. You can't have
shouldn't give power
with
to
emotional. You shouldn't let people have emotional control over you that way.
Sure.
Taking away your power.
But even that, okay, let me ask you, if you're traveling with your mom or your kid and someone goes up to them and starts calling them all kinds of crazy names, are you not going to get emotional? Yes, you will. Everyone would.
Right, but the point, you try to diffuse the situation and not drag your family into something they should be dragged into.
Sure.
You're going to try to diffuse the situation, but my point, you have the one thing we have ultimate control over is your emotion and how you feel. Is that disrespectful? Am I going to get upset? Yeah, it's your responsibility.
You know what, Abba, I'm gonna take it up a little bit higher, because you went a little gentle over there, right? So if the guy walks up to you and says, "Oh, let me see your mom's tits," it's just words. It's just words. Don't, honey, mother. It's just words. Let the man see. That's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. Come on now, man. Come on, bro. Come on. What if it was your daughter, your wife, your lover? What you gonna do? I know you. What you talking about? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Words will bring out emotions, because words have meaning. We can't just sit here and pretend, oh, I'm most holiest thing on the planet. Come on now, bro. You're human. You're human. Stop it. Stop it. You're gonna get emotional. You're gonna get angry. You're gonna feel some type of way. Stop it. Let's get back to it.
Ability to not allow somebody to try to rage bait you. Am I going to try to diffuse it? Yes. Am I going to go out and encourage violence and put money on his head? I think that's a waste of energy.
I think I agree with the point that you shouldn't try to give, but the reality is that we do. The reality that we do. And because that's a reality, you can't say these words don't have meaning. There's nobody on this planet who's going to sit here while their child or their mom is berated right in front of them. You're going to get emotional. You're going to have some urge to protect. Why? Because even though you can say to them, guys, words don't have meaning. You look at your kid. Go look at your mom or whatever, whoever it was. Words don't let them control you. They're going to get upset and you're going to get defensive. You can't just do this whole stoic thing where we pretend like this is going to be a standard for everyone and not recognize that words are going to impact us. It will.
Right, but I don't want it to submit to weakness. So you're agreeing, you're saying that we should not let this control us. So that's the point. That's what I want to hear talking heads talk about. When I see rappers talk about this, rather than encouraging violence, they should say, hey, ignore this person. Don't let them control you.
Sure.
Don't let them win.
Sure.
So although we do get emotional over these things, we need to advocate towards a society that's not violent. If you say we live in a violent society, I don't know if that's completely true, but why play into that? Why not try to fight for something better?
Also, let's be clear. He's done this to a lot of people, and a lot of people have walked away. A lot of people have been like ignoring him.
That's the right response.
Which is the correct response, sure. But you also have to understand, he is pushing them to that point by looking for everybody. And if you do that enough, you're going to land on the wrong one. Most black people have stayed away from him and been nonviolent. That's the reality. But yeah, he's somebody who was instigating a violent interaction. He was hoping for it. He's hoping to kill somebody. And he fucked around, and he definitely did find out. And I'm glad that somebody like that is in jail. I want those people off the streets. Because at the end of the day, The world is not just safe because someone doesn't attack you. It's also safe because someone doesn't verbally go after you all the time for no reason. You know, I don't want my kid to walk around and then just be called slurs for existing. Some guy can run a kick account. Fuck that. I don't want somebody to go up to my kid, let's say if they're Muslim, and they're wrapping bacon around their face to try to antagonize them. I don't want that to happen to my mom or nobody else. I can look at them and say, get over it. But I'd rather live in a world where we go after these people who continue to try to monetize and go after folks and harass them. You can go to most places in the world and people have a long history of pain from the past. You brought up Japan in your second debate. If you go to Japan, you have to understand that most of their society has been built after World War II based off of their experience, their constitution, their pacifist attitude with the military. If you go to Korea, they still have deep wounds when it comes to what Japan did to them. To this day, these countries don't get along because of a past incident. And they have studies, they have statutes everywhere for comfort women. If you go and disrespect the comfort women, they'll put you in jail. They will go after you for going out and then hurting their symbols and their longing pain. So this idea that because things happened in the past, everyone get over it, people are still holding on to pain and history much further back than what slavery, Jim Crow, segregation, like you're talking about segregation, I think 1963? And the legacy after that is still ongoing, but let's say that's the endpoint you want to choose. That's more recent than a lot of these other foreign countries that you referenced. And yet these people are still affected by those past events.
And they have grown. They don't victimize themselves. They try to move forward. That's the point, is that although there's hurt and things can trigger, generational trauma and this stuff, allowing it to hold you back and living in a victim mentality, that's not the way that I think people should live. I don't think it's right to exist in that way. You got to find a way forward. So they've moved forward, and I think especially the Jewish people, they faced persecution from the Europeans in the 30s and 40s, but look how quickly they've grown one of the most powerful empires in the world with Israel.
Yeah, but you cannot state that they forgot. You cannot state that it's in the past. Yeah, they've grown, they did their thing. Two things can coexist. So they can be like, hey, you know what? We did so many great things, but you cannot claim that everything is in the past and some would say that they actually victimize themselves about that because they always bring it up.
They do, 100%.
So what do you can't be like, oh yeah, you have to move past that. You put in your example of the Jewish people, they do exactly what you're saying they're not doing.
Yeah.
To censor people, and they say never forget, and they harp on that forever, and a lot of people get canceled that way.
Whoa.
But it's smarter. The analogy I'm making is that the black community could maybe learn from the Jewish community and say, instead of living in a victim mentality, how can we find a way to empower? What is the real struggle that's happening right now? Today?
You just said that they do play victim. So what example are we going to do? What example
they
are we
play
going to
victim in a different. They don't identify the same way that black people, you won't see people in the Jewish community lash out when they hear attacks like that and then act violently in the street.
Whoa.
Where have you been?
Well, hold on. But you got censored literally because they lashed out about what you were doing with
They will work with legislation. I just got banned from Australia. They work as a power unit and they use that to grow. Black people, instead of.
But that's not a difference.
Understand the difference?
Yeah, your difference isn't the root cause. Your difference is in how they react. But the reaction is still one of a group of people who hold on to the past and understand its legacy still lives today. You're just saying they have more institutional power. You're saying that they can affect more change. Yeah, okay, but that's not a reference to them not being quote unquote victims. Even though I don't even believe in that narrative. But let's say that is the one that you're going with. They're not being the victims in your world. They just have more power to handle their issues when they are victimized.
But you're also denying, when you're saying that, you're also denying everything that the black people try to do. Like the Black Wall Street, all the cities that the black people in America tried to have. They try to band together. Oh, these people don't want to have anything to do with us. Let's just band together and do our thing. What happened? The government bombed them. So it's not like they didn't try to do what the Jewish people did.
The government bombed Black Wall Street?
Well, not Black Wall Street, but Tulsa. They bombed other places other places that black people had. So it's not like black people didn't try to band together. They got bombed. They got erased. A multiple time in the history of America, you could look up New Orleans and Memphis massacre. That was in 1866. There's the Red Summer of 1917 and 1919. There's the Tulsa Race massacre that I spoke to you about. That was 1921. There's a Rose Road massacre. So there's a bunch of massacres and towns that we try to do. So we try to do what you said that we were supposed to do, like the Jews, but we got expelled multiple times. They didn't. So you can't really like say, do like them. Why don't we do like them? The thing is that it feels like you think it's really just about a word. And that's what academics was trying to tell you. It's broader than that, right? It's the disrespect. You, when he said that you were obtuse, that's what he meant. You're very rigid in what's going on. You think it's just the word. It's the disrespect.
When you talk about institutional power, they may not have as much, but they have influenced change. You know, whether it was getting rid of redlining or other policies in place that did negatively impact them post-segregation. So there's been a lot of things that they've done to influence that. And also, a lot of people have taken great care to move themselves up from an economic standpoint as well. If you look at all the charters, black folks today are doing substantially better than they were in the past. So this whole narrative that they're just essentially just victims is not true. They've done quite a lot for themselves to empower.
Just victims, but there's a strong victim mentality within black culture. Can you agree?
There's a strong victim mentality within black culture. What does that mean? That's just a term. Like, what does that mean when you say victim? Because you defined earlier the Jews as victim mentality, but then you said kind of not really. So, like, I don't know what you mean when you say
they found a better. I also think that they hold on to a victim mentality. They've grown more. So the comparison is, how can you grow out of that? They use it. They weaponize that victim culture. I think black culture, it's weaponized not in a way that's uplifting and empowering, when it could be a lot stronger, especially when you're saying they got rid of redlining and the socioeconomic problems don't exist in the same way.
Yeah.
There's got to be more growth.
You're comparing them also to a group of people who had a completely different history and different entry into the marketplace. You're talking about people who had settled generations in different countries where they're able to accumulate wealth versus a group of people who exited segregation in 1963. They're not comparable. That's one. But another aspect is, like, even when you say victim mentality, is it because they get offended by the idea that you might say the N-word, that they get offended by certain symbols when they're portrayed? Like, why do you say victim mentality? Is it because of those things?
Well, how is black culture defined?
How is black culture defined? Probably by the experience. So it's probably by the experience of the descendants of slaves in USA. So post and everything that comes with that would be the food, the linguistics, the music, the art, the history. So there's a lot of ways, but there's different things that you would put into that.
I think a good comparison, I think even it was brought up, the difference between like Palestinian culture. There's a genocide going on, but when you ask to define Palestinian culture, you don't define it based off of hardship. It's defined based off of their weddings, off of their ceremonies, off of the successful Palestinians, part of the diaspora. I don't think it should be defined based off of trauma.
All right, you guys. If you guys want to watch the rest of the video, I will be dropping the link to that in my descriptions as well, or you can just read it and type it in onto your YouTube search bar engine, and then, you know, watch the video, the rest of it from there. But that's gonna be it for us for now. Catch you guys on the next one. But always remember, I love you guys. Doses.